Get ready for some heartwarming moments, as these emotional reunions will remind you just how powerful it is to reconnect with the ones we love after being apart for so long. After 4 years apart, Lucy unexpectedly showed up to surprise her family and closest friends, and their reactions during these lovely reunions were quite endearing. It was the most amazing father-son reunion ever, as this dad and his son were reunited after 2 months apart. After 8 months of traveling around Southeast Asia and Australia, Charlotte surprised her best friend with a sweet reunion, and she had the sweetest reaction. Maya was shocked to see her friend unexpectedly at her house after her 6-month Southeast Asian travels, and when they finally got back together, they gave each other a sweet hug. After spending the last 13 months away from home, Kelly surprised her closest friends, and their reactions during this adorable reunion were truly heartwarming. Juliana surprised her long-distance best friend by flying 4,000 kilometers to see her, and they shared a sweet embrace during their lovely reunion. After missing her for 5 years, Rena shocked her grandmother by flying to Newfoundland to see her, and it was such a sweet grandma and granddaughter reunion. Michaela, who had been living in London, astonished her family by showing up after being away from home for a long time, and her family warmly welcomed her. After being apart for 13 months, Danica finally got to see the love of her life, Marino, and their adorable reunion was captured in their embrace. After 3 months apart, Adela and her long-distance lover got back together, and that hug was so amazing. After 7 long years of being away from home, Enola surprised her mother, and her mother's reaction was nothing short of amazing. When Frey finally met her internet buddy in person for the first time, she hugged her with such excitement. After 27 years apart, Ella finally saw her friend, and the two of them excitedly hugged. After 2 terrible, long years, Philemon finally got to meet his son Osi, and the first time he touched him, he felt such intense emotion. After 4 years of online connection, Sam met her online buddy, who lived 1,000 miles away, and when they first saw each other, they gave each other a big hug. One of the most crazy unions occurred when Tori finally got to meet her biological father, whom she had not even known for about 20 years. After being apart for 13 months, Anya finally got to see her best friend again, and it was a lovely reunion. After ending their online long-distance relationship, these two couples hugged one another when they finally reunited in real life, having been apart for 5 long years. After 7 years, Stephanie was reunited with her father, and during their heartwarming reunion, they hugged each other with such joy. After being apart for 2 years due to COVID and border closures, Taylor's parents were finally reunited, and their sheer happiness was palpable. Due to COVID, Georgie and her children were separated for 2.5 years, and upon their reunion, they got extremely emotional. After a year apart, Angelina's daughters were reunited, and the joy they experienced in each other's company was immeasurable. After spending 4 long years living in Dallas, Prin was thrilled to spend Christmas with her family again, and she even started crying in this memorable occasion. After being apart for almost 30 years, Nancy's mother and her grandmother were reunited, and the mother's affection made it one of the most beautiful reunions. After more than 10 years apart, Gail's mother and her grandma were finally reunited, and the mother love made it one of the most heartwarming reunions. After being apart for 2 years, Ariana finally got to see her mother, and during their lovely reunion, Ariana gave her a big hug. Marley and her mother were reunited after a 17-year separation, and they exchanged beautiful embraces in this beautiful occasion. After a 1.5 years apart, Marlene reconciled with her sister, whom she considers to be her best friend, and the two of them joyfully hugged. When this girl and her younger sister got back together after 4 years apart and having little communication, their genuine love was so sweet as they hugged. After being apart for a 1.5 years, Kristen surprised Lucy, her best friend, and she was taken aback by their unexpected reunion. It was a lovely reunion, as Emma's older sister gave him a surprise at his military graduation after they had not seen each other for 16 years, and his wife also gave him a heartfelt hug. After a long separation, Naomi reconnected with her boyfriend from the US, who would eventually become her husband, and this was one of their special occasions. After a lengthy period of time spent in a virtual friendship, Lotso finally met her online friend in person, and the two of them joyfully hugged. When these two close friends got back together after a 5-year absence, they hugged each other warmly and with a great deal of emotion.
How are you, my bro? But then we're talking about, it's a Durban thing. Durbanites are generally nicer than Cape Town.
No, 100%.
After JoJo surprised her parents after a year away, they broke down in tears and expressed their happiness at seeing their daughter again. Manreet's father flew all the way to Canada and shocked her with a surprise visit, and she was overjoyed that her fiancé had prepared this unexpected reunion for her. After 5 months apart, Jess's kids were shocked to see their favorite people, their grandma and grandpa, and this was one of the nicest grandparent-child reunion ever. After 4 months away, Christina reconnected with her long-distance partner, and their reunion is a good example of their unwavering love.
I hate all of you!
Hey, dude, where's my kiss? Easy, guys. Relax. Thank you.
He's been in Denmark with us.
After 2 months apart, which is the longest they have ever been apart, Alyssa surprised her cousin, and it was a very emotional reunion. After being apart for months, Selena was pleasantly surprised by her best friend Jessica, and they both started crying as they were missing each other a lot. Jake made his long-awaited return to his girlfriend a surprise, and she was overjoyed. If you have enjoyed this video, make sure to check out this one as well.